Good day, our dear friends.
We are glad to welcome you to our beautiful city of Asтрахani.
It has a long and interesting history.
Besides, it's rich in wonderful sites which are worth visiting.
But today we invite you to our Boris Kustodiev House Museum.
Boris Mikhailovich Kustodiev was born in Astrakhan into the family of a professor of psychology, history of literature and logic at the local seminary.
The artist's life and work inseparably linked with the Volga and the wide open countryside of the area, where Kustodiev spent his childhood and youth.
You can see a lot of his famous paintings in this museum. All they are devoted to the life of the people, in which he conveys the strength and beauty of the Russian soul.
Today we want to pay your attention to one of his most popular works called Summer Holiday. It will definitely cheer you up.
This picture was painted in 1923. Just shortly before that, Kustodiev had his third surgery in a row. Due to a spinal cord tumor, his legs were taken away and he was confined to a wheelchair for many years. And his hands hurt so much that he could hardly hold a brush. The doctors believed that he might not be able to undergo this surgery. Kustodiev not only underwent the surgery, but also continued to work, overcoming suffering.
It's true. Look at his painting Summer Holiday. It emits light and joy. So much greenery and colors. However, this is a property of all Kustodiev works. The artist Alexander Benoit said about him very correctly. A happy, generous, festive talent.
Kustodiev says that the only plot of all his paintings is the love of life.
By the way, in March 1924, his work visited an exhibition of Russian art in New York, and in 1926 it was exhibited in Japan. The foreign press wrote that of this canvas the Russian soul was revealed to the audience in all its breadth and beauty.
That's right. The painting shows us traditional Russian festivities on one of the most beloved holidays in Russia, the Day of the Holy Trinity. People say that on this day the whole earth is birthday girl. According to tradition, after the festive liturgy went on festivities, they gathered with families or friends and had their meal on the grass.
Boris Kustodiev captured this moment in the picture. Citizens have just left the church. They settled down next to each other on the lawn. Young ladies in airy white dresses are sitting on a hill.
You can see fresh summer greens around. Clouds are floating across the sky, but the weather is clear and warm. People are dressed up with smiles on their faces.
It's interesting that Kustodiev didn't mean any particular locality. He depicted a collective image of the old Russia, which he loved so much. A similar picture could be observed in every city on Trinity.
Before the revolution, of course, after 1917, the Bolsheviks tried to exterminate both spice and traditions.
But people like Boris Mikhailovich Kustodiev didn't let people forget their roots. The artist wasn't afraid to paint and exhibit his paintings in which the Russian Orthodox spirit triumphed.
His daughter told that once the painter was hinted that he could easily immigrate from the country, Kustodiev even turned back from such words and said, "I'm Russian, and no matter how difficult it's here, I'll never leave my homeland."
It seems to me that the painting Summer Holiday is the artist's declaration of love for his native land. Such a joyful picture. You will look at it on the darkest day and your soul will become light.